Go Blue, everyone. Where did we wind up in the portal? Way too early depth chart. Was Sharon Moore blackmailed? And Indiana's big win. It's all coming up next on Michigan Wolverines Live. And there we go with episode 235 of Michigan Wolverines Live, presented by FanDuel. My name is John D'Adamo, and I'm going to be taking you through this show. Check us out on YouTube, X. Don't forget that we're on radio, also Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and iHeart. Go ahead and hit that like button as you come in and join us. It just takes a second to hit that like button. Hit the subscribe to know when we're live, and share this out with a friend. And last but certainly not least, don't forget, as GT already has, to super chat and put your comment so that your comment will definitely be on screen. If you have a comment, you have a question, super chat, that's the way to do it. It also helps extend the show a little bit. Everybody likes longer shows. If you super chat, the shows are going to be longer just naturally by us talking about them. And that does it. So after a big portal haul, a big game last night, TJ Ronin in the house, back with us again for another great Tuesday show. TJ, how you doing?
I'm doing great right now. Boys are up, looking better today. Yaxel still needs to recover, it looks like, but we're doing good, John. We only have about, let me look real quick, about 200. Let me find out for everybody. We got about 200 and I got it. 21 days until next season. We'll get there.
Oh my gosh. That is an insane amount of time, but we will get through it together. And we had a great football game last night that we'll talk about later in the show. Your boy Signetti winning it all. Indiana's first ever undisputed national championship.
Yeah, I mean, shit, what a game. I know we'll talk about it more, so we'll get into it more, but it was a great game. So much to talk about. I watched it with my dad last night, and that was college football, man. We'll talk more about it. It was a good game, though. Great game.
Absolutely. Everybody's here. We got Doug here. Doug guests. We've got Michigander. Everybody's here. People.
Uh-oh. What the hell just happened? All right, we'll do it live. All right, John just dropped out. He's back. All right, I don't know what happened. He's calling.
I'm back. I don't know what happened. I think I must have hit something. Or Ryan Day was messing with my shit again.
Probably third base investigations, John. They're always after us.
Well, you know how it is. Anyway, but we do have a couple of super chats. Thank you for that. We also want to remind everybody that we are brought to you by FanDuel. And if you guys, by the way, so if you listened to TJ, you would have won some money because you, I think it was you who picked Indiana to win, but not necessarily to cover. So I picked Indiana to cover. So
yeah, you know what?
So
actually,
they didn't quite cover the spread.
I believe I piggybacked with you, so no.
Okay, maybe it was Johnny, but I remember somebody went against me. Yeah, so maybe it was Johnny. But the point is, check out FanDuel. This time we're talking about the NFL playoffs. That's right, folks, because the Patriots favored by 5.5 in their game on Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern, and then the Seahawks favored by 2.5. Mike McDonald, Michigan alum. And I'm not talking about the singer.
That's crazy. That's crazy, John. We have a former Michigan coordinator as an NFL head coach in the playoffs. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's absolutely wild.
I wonder how he's so successful. That's crazy. Must be talent.
Yeah. Connor Stallions is not on the staff.
Don't tell us,
Spartan. I understand.
They won't be able to handle that, John. That's too. It's hurt their feelings.
I will say, I mean, the Patriots are just on an insane. Feels like the variable has them shaped back up. So,
Um,
given the Broncos quarterback injury, Bo Nix is injured, so they will be playing their backup, who I believe is Jared Stidham. So I don't really see that going the Broncos'
right,
way, and so
right.
I would take the Patriots on this one to cover the 5.5. And I'll take the Seahawks to cover too. I think the Seahawks are just on and up. They are in the zone this year.
The Broncos.
Patriots are facing the Broncos,
Okay.
and then
I
the
was a
Rams
week.
are
I was about to
facing
say,
the
wait a minute.
Seahawks.
Yeah, you're right.
Because
Yeah,
they beat the Bills.
Yeah, I would say the New England spread is probably it should be easy money considering the quarterback situation. But so I would agree with you. John's on it, bro. I agree with you here. The Seattle one's tough, man. Stafford's on a mission. It's a tough one.
I know.
I'll be real with you. The team I'm rolling with this playoff is the Rams simply for the Stafford. I'm a big Stafford fan.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind seeing him get another one.
All right. Well, there you have it. So FanDuel, and I'm gonna say it anyway. Bet responsibly. 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, if there's an issue, but FanDuel, check it out. Great place. GT with the 5. Wish we would have kept Biff as our head coach. No way. Beckham Sunderland leaves if we kept Biff as our head coach. You're right. I forgot about that major, monumental move in the portal.
I mean,
with Beckham Sunderland leaving.
He was a former MLS player. That talent just doesn't come around, every day. So could have been a tactical error on Michigan's part by not keeping Biff and keeping our backup kicker, who never saw the field.
Wolverine in Ohio, or formerly in Ohio, member for 11 months, with our new coaching staff having ties to the Mormon community in Utah schools. Why wouldn't we try to bring Gatlin Bear here now?
Yeah, I think
it'd
be a great addition. I wish we would. I'm
with you. I like that. And thank you for the 11 months.
Yeah, thank you. I would definitely have him develop behind J.J. Buchanan at the X receiver spot,
100%. Michigander, what a fantastic game. It's Whittingham time now. Yeah, it is.
There it is. And we're going to talk about that.
Member for 10 months, by the way, Michigander.
Thank you.
GT, another 5 from GT, unless you're playing Ohio State. Shout out 2024. It's hard to win without a quarterback. That's a good point.
It's true.
Carson Beck was very off and on. If we're talking about Carson Beck, or are we talking about the Patriot or the Broncos?
Yeah,
the Broncos without Bo Nix. Yeah, it's going to be tough for them.
That sucks.
Yeah, right when you have a ton of success.
2 plays from
Sean
the end of the
Payton,
game.
Built up that. I mean, when he took over that first year, he went 3 or 4 wins. I think it was a rough when he had Russell Wilson.
I know.
And he had he had to take the private office away from Russell Wilson. You remember that?
Yeah. Well, what's funny is Matt Miller is a big Broncos fan, and I'm also Broncos are my AFC team. Well, the Jacksonville Jaguars are really my AFC team. But I lived in Denver. I got family in Denver, so I've always rocked with the Broncos to an extent. And I've always liked Sean Payton from a distance. I always thought Sean Payton was a really good coach in New Orleans. So I've always been a Sean Payton believer, but there were a lot of Bronco fans who were out early on Sean Payton. But I think Sean Payton showed a lot the last 2 years.
I am with you 100%. And my first thought was, could he call up Drew Brees? But apparently his right arm isn't any good anymore.
Yeah, right. Try and do another Philip Rivers experience.
Run it back.
I mean, I'm sure Tom Brady's available.
He's owner of the Raiders. He can't.
Yeah, that'd be in division too. Could never happen.
No way. Muscle Man with the 2. Who do you guys want to win the Super Bowl? and why? So TJ, you gave yours right with the Rams.
Rams, Stafford. Yep. I'm Team Rams right
Mm,
now. That's where I'm at.
mm. That's a tough one because there's nobody I'm like, hell yeah, like let's go. Like my Bucks aren't in it, the Lions aren't in it, the Eagles aren't in it.
Sad.
Like all my teams aren't in it. So it's like all the teams that I usually root for. JJ McCarthy isn't in it. So I feel like I'm just gonna go Seahawks, Mike McDonald, the Michigan connection.
Yeah. I think it's
Why
fair.
not?
Yeah,
And
there's
I,
a lot
I
of
would I would
Michigan.
love for him to get a Super Bowl. I would love that. So early in his career too. Like that really takes you
Get,
to that
and get
next
one
gear.
and get one before Jim.
Mm.
You know,
Oh.
you know?
Oh, that would be yikes. Yeah.
Yes, Blake Corum is the number 2 running back for the Los Angeles Rams.
That is
So,
true.
so of course that'd be cool to see as well. I mean, shit, man. Imagine being Blake Corum if they do win. Imagine being Blake Corum with a national championship, Rose Bowl win, and a Super Bowl. I mean, what an achievement! What a I don't know, although early, very prestigious football career for that kid. I'm telling you, hey, I'm gonna tell you now, Blake Corum is a future head coach at Michigan. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. He will be. I think so.
I could see it. I could see it.
He's a coach.
This is a good one for you, TJ. I have no thoughts, but Muscle Man, what are your so TJ? What are your thoughts on Lions' new OC?
Yeah. So all right. So regarding, and I gotta remember even how to pronounce this dude's name. And so initially, all right, personally, so yeah, it's Drew Petzing. That's what it is. Petzing. I don't know. I want Mike McDaniel. I mean, I would have been happy with Joe Brady. I know. Listen, the reality is Dan Campbell wants to stay within a system. He really misses Ben Johnson. This is clearly, to me, him trying to duplicate Ben Johnson, because for those who don't know, and that most of you probably don't know unless you're really in the weeds here, but Drew Petzing was actually a groomsman for Ben Johnson.
Hmm.
He's actually coached. I believe he comes from the Stefanski tree. I mean, listen, he's solid. We're not going to truly know until the season hits. I do have my concerns. This is another John Morton situation where Dan Campbell's taking over play calling by week 5. But we'll see.
Wow.
They got to improve the offensive line. I'll just say that. That's regardless of who the offensive coordinator is.
Facts. And then we had this person on Thursday night show, Sharonly fans, with the 5. Missed you
That's
last
hilarious.
week, TJ. I love that,
That's
right?
I know.
John,
never change that.
No, I love
That's
that.
good.
John, you held down the fort admirably with TJ's absence. Keep it up, boys, and go blue. Thank you.
Yeah.
We did our best. Johnny and I did our best.
Dude, you guys killed it. I was not able to watch the show, but I caught some replay, and the community came strong, and yeah, I mean, it worked out. I had to work, so one of those things where it just didn't work out for me. So appreciate John having my back though and taking over.
Anytime if I can. Andrew with the 5. I underestimated how much of an impact the late start for Kyle Whittingham would have on additions. Many top guys had do not contact tags or set visits immediately.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the reality is, and we're going to get into it. That's our very first topic. We're going to talk about where this roster's at, expectations, all that. We're going to really get into it. I do got to preface and say my depth chart's not done. My offensive side of the ball is, but my defensive side of the ball is not, because it's really messy. I'm going to be honest. It's one of those things like, yeah, I put I've seen some people's depth charts, and I disagree. I disagree with a few of these depth charts I'm seeing right now with people. I do want to get mine done just so I can put mine out there, and we'll see how the cards fall as spring ball comes and then the fall camp. But defensively, it's a little tough, man, because I'm trying to figure, like, what I'm looking at our defensive side of the ball, I'm trying to figure out where are these DBs playing. Is this could be more safety or nickel? For example, kind of a Winston. I once thought he'd be more nickel than safety, but I'm not sure with this coaching staff. So I'm just trying to figure out where I want to put people. And then Linebacker, I'm going to be honest. It's not fun. It's not fun to build that depth chart. I'm just gonna be real with you. But we will. I'll have it. I promise. I promise I'll have it. I'm almost done with it. I should have it maybe by Thursday's show. We'll get to it. I promise it'll get done.
So you don't think the North Dakota State guy Nathaniel Staling is gonna be high on your?
Well, personally, I don't think he's very quick. I mean, he's a true middle linebacker. He's kind of got an old school game to him. I think it's possible he could be exposed, but it also comes down to how does he fit within the scheme? How do they use him? Do they protect him? Do they leave him exposed? Because if they leave him exposed, like up against a tight end, I think he's going to get fucking cooked. I don't like. He's not a sideline to sideline linebacker. He is a in the box linebacker. So yeah, I don't know. We're gonna get into that though.
Goats reminding people to hit the like button. That would be amazing if you could. It helps bring in more folks to the episode. 48 likes so far. Let's bump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. Let's bump those numbers up.
Michigan basketball is playing right now, so
yeah,
19 right now. So we're on the get back. Yaxel still, like I mentioned earlier, we got to get him healthy, man. I don't know why they just don't sit him. I think we can win without him. He needs to fucking get better, because if he's better, then we're back to that historic pace again. I believe that.
For shizzle. Detective Loki has been a member for 18 months. Thank you. And Loki's been hanging with us for a while. Appreciate you. I want Rams because of Blake Corum and Josiah Stewart. Then that by the way, there's no wrong answer here. I just picked one. Rams are just as good a pick as any, to be honest. If you're rooting for Michigan people, Blake the Great. I mean, that works too. And Chris with the 2, with the question of the day. Singing Mr. Brightside now, is it awkward or is it not awkward?
It's always been awkward. But people think it's cool.
Yeah.
No, it's real. I mean, but and John, you know why, right?
Yeah. The song's about infidelity, basically.
Infidelity.
So
it's almost fitting, dude. It's almost fitting, We'll see. I don't know.
Others have Jump Around, and we have a song about cheating.
Why can't we get us like a song with some freaking attitude, bro? Like, what is this? I mean, I guess I get it. I do get it. Like, I am very well aware of the University of Michigan, and it's not the most edgiest university, but it's I think we can do better. I'll just say that. I think we can do better on our song choice. But the problem is they tried to make it a tradition, and although I'm sure they did not foresee what occurred. So I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, to be honest, Michigan's stubborn. They're probably just going to keep it.
Yeah, I think they're going to keep it.
Yeah.
But it definitely has new meaning after the Sharon Moore of it all.
That's so funny. My guy Stryker goes, Mr. Brightside's weak as hell. Oklahoma has many men and we play that shit. I know. I mean, I don't anticipate Michigan to play many men by 50 Cent, but
I love that they had 50 Cent at the playoff game. That was beautiful. That
should be us, man. What are we doing? Or like fucking an Eminem song or something. I mean, I know the Lions are over Eminem, but shit.
Oh, I was thinking Eminem, but then Michigander has a better Seven Nation Army. Jack White is from Detroit.
Right. I mean, shit. That really why not? Why is it not? I mean, why is that not our Seven Nation Army does not suck, Michael Ford.
No, that's a legit song.
Great
Come on,
song.
Mike. Come on, Mike Fort.
I don't care who you are. That's a hype song, man. Enter Sandman, isn't that that's Virginia Tech, right? Isn't Enter Sandman Virginia Tech?
Wait, that's oh geez, Mike really doesn't like it. That's like the song your 13-year-old cousin and his friends play.
Yeah, it's Virginia Tech, dude. No. We don't jock no one's stuff.
I like that song. I like Seven Nation Army.
Yeah, Seven Nation Army.
Okay. So obviously the portal has officially closed for new entries unless your name is Miami. or Indiana. They have another 5 days or 4 days now. However, I never got to give my thoughts so TJ posted a great video. Everybody should check it out, breaking down our new player. So SALESI MOA.
Is it SALESI or SALESI?
SALESI MOA. Chat, let us know. I don't want to upset any parents who might be watching. But he is committed to Michigan, and this is a player who can play both sides of the ball. He was at the Polynesian Bowl, winning
MVP.
reps, MVP, and he was on defense. He was on cornerback for Team Mackay. However, Utah, right, like wants to use, wants to use him as a
breaking news. But go on. There's breaking news. But go on.
So Utah and obviously Whittingham and Team Now want to potentially use him as a wide receiver. However, his defensive acumen is legit, and it may be that we need him more there. They decide in 6 months to flip it around. We will find out. TJ, go ahead. You said you have something.
Breaking news. We have a returnee from the transfer portal, John.
Oh.
Fan favorite, Bryson Kuzdal is back.
Whoa.
I know.
Everyone, stop what you're doing.
Stop what you're doing.
Because Bryson Kuzdal is coming back to Michigan 2026.
Crazy.
Woo!
Crazy.
I honestly, and I'm not joking here. I didn't see that coming. I thought he'd transfer because
why would he? I mean, there's so much talent in a running back room, you know.
Yeah, like he's gonna be. He's gonna be maybe okay. The most charitable you could say is he may start out as RB2 for a game or two.
Yeah,
before Savion Hyder really takes off.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean. Too bad you can only play like one at most 2 running backs at a time. I mean, we have so many running backs, it's insane. We're 4 deep, boys. We are 4 deep. We got our Jordan Marshall, we got Savion Hyder, the 5-star elite freshman. We have Taylor Tatum, the former #1 running back in 24. I know Juju's not high on him. We disagree as it stands on that one, but and then Kuzdal's back, and then obviously we got Micah Kapana, and then I believe Donovan Johnson's still on the roster. Then we got the other freshman. I can't remember his last name right now, but yeah, dude. I mean, that's nuts. That's nuts.
Yeah, that's a stacked running back room.
And apparently, per Isaiah Hole is who broke it.
Friend of the program, Isaiah Hole, breaking the news there. So you heard it here, Bryson, or you heard it with Isaiah. Bryson Kuzdal coming back for a legendary run at Michigan. So very exciting there. Back to just finishing up on MOA. I just watching some of this tape. There was just a really good. He was at the X position, and there was a really good separation and catch. We're talking a 40-yard play there on as a receiver. So he can play as a receiver. He can play in the secondary. He can get you wherever he's playing.
Yeah, I mean, he's exactly. I mean, I called him a Swiss Army knife. I expect him to be in the slot. I expect him to be in the screen game. I expect him to do reverses. Like, he is what Samaj Morgan wish he was. Like Samaj Morgan wishes he was SALESI MOA. Yeah, and now I do believe he has a higher. I believe he could be a first-round pick on the defensive side of the ball, but Michigan is going to use him as a wide receiver. They didn't rule out. It has not been ruled out that he will get some run on the defensive side of the ball, but in my opinion, I think his ceiling's higher there. But I think he could still be very productive offensively. I could see him as a first-round pick defensively. Offensively, I'm not so sure I could see him as a first-round pick, but you know what? We'll find out. But yeah, the kid's extremely athletically gifted. It's just what it is. Like, he's so quick, fast, twitchy. He has the ability to really move in a phone booth. Like you just see him in short spaces. There's a play that's coming up where he catches this pass and just like wiggles through like five guys. He is essentially a sub 1100-meter guy, which is elite. He has great hands. There's a scout for 247 who believes he has the best hands out of Utah since Puka Nacua. He's right here. You'll see right here, although the video kind of froze a little bit. But essentially, and by the way, that's big time considering Puka Nacua is like elite. But yeah, it's dude, this is our third or fourth option, and he's probably would have been our second best running back this year, our second best wide receiver this year.
Oh, 100%.
You know, so I mean, it's major. Look, the offense is effing stacked, and it just got even more talented with Kuzdal. But like, it's just, I love our offense. Actually, I love the offense. I love it. I love the youth. I love the direction. I love the versatility. I love the chess pieces. We just added another one, although he's more one-dimensional kind of. But yeah, I mean, it's just the offensively they did a damn good job, man. They did a damn good job, John.
Incredible. And I will say this, like the staff, given the situation Kyle Whittingham was put in,
Yeah,
and was hired in, that was what they've been able to accomplish in a mere few weeks is remarkable. I understand that we could do better at linebacker. We could do better at D-line, arguably. There are a few places where we could have gone, but like, we're talking nitpicks there. Big picture, you got to be happy, because with what happened with Sharon Moore, the bad timing of what happened with Sharon Moore, to pull Whittingham and then to go on this run, even number 11 in the talent rankings. I don't know if Kuzdal would impact that at all, but still, number 11's pretty good. And I think that they've done overall a very good job of portal pickups, of flipping recruits from Utah especially to Michigan, and it's a sight to see that this could have been a complete disaster. We're talking 3-9, 4-8 level. I mean, it could have been under Biff or under another coach, not this. But where we are now, I feel like anything's possible. I feel like anything's possible in this situation.
Well, I think what's very fair, and actually something I was going to ask Wolverine Casual to do this. I was going to reach out to him, but hey, put this together for him. But to be honest, it would take me like 10 minutes, not even 5. And you know what? I may just do it live right now. Actually, we can. Let's do it. How about this? Let me share the screen. Let's do this together, because I think this will be a good little exercise for us. So if we look at the team talent rankings, we are, as it stands, 11th. Okay. We have the 11th most talent on the roster. You have losers like Penn State, Notre Dame ahead of us, but that's no big deal. They're only up by 5 points. But
boo.
Boys, being 11th in total talent rankings is a really big deal, especially for this staff. Now let's look and see, for example, last year. Now I know it says 2025, but this has been updated with the transfer portal. But let's look at 2020. Let's look for Utah here. Let's see what have they worked with. 32nd in 2024. Let's look at 2023. Where's Utah rank? 33rd. Okay, you're talking about this coaching staff that we have with us now. You know, now we're in 2020. Let's see, where's Utah? 33rd again, pretty consistently. 30 around 30 essentially. We'll go back one more year just to see. And I actually want to look at his total talent ranking for his entire coaching career and just look at where maybe Wolverine Casual build us a little graph. Again, 32. They are consistently essentially like a freaking 32 rank. We're talking 11th. So now imagine what the staff can do with that type of talent. You know, you have a coaching staff that has always outperformed their the resources in terms of the player resource. I'm excited about it. I think, and can we just be honest too? I mean, we're talking a level of player. When has Kyle Whittingham had a Savion Hyder or a Bryce Underwood? Or offensive linemen like Andrew
Carter
Babalola,
Meadows.
Carter Meadows, bro. I mean, like they've never touched these types of players. Like, so to give this developmental staff these chess pieces, yeah, I think there's, I did we plan on giving record predictions today, John, or like what was our thoughts there?
We're gonna do depth chart. We can give record predictions if
Well,
you
I'll
want.
just say this. I think we have a playoff roster. We're still waiting, I think, to hear whether they're going to make it 12, 14, or 16 for this coming season. But I do think we have a playoff roster. I understand our schedule, very aware of our schedule. But I think, I'm 2 players away from guaranteeing playoffs. But due to the linebacker situation and then the defensive tackle situation, which I was looking at today, yeah, I mean, it does give me a little pause. I'm not gonna lie. Like the front 7 is still a concern for me, considering we are hoping that Nate Marshall's ready. We're hoping Trey Pierce can take a step. Now Etta can actually be consistent, and John Henry Daly or something like that.
Yeah, John Henry, you got it the second time. Yeah,
he heals and recovers to at least 90%. That's a lot of hope. It's a lot of lots needs to happen. Then we talk about linebackers. Is Nathan Owasu-Boateng ready? Because we need him. He better be. Is Troy Bowles ready? Is it Chase Taylor's time? Is it the kid we got from was it South or North Dakota?
Nathaniel Staling.
Sure. I mean, but like watching his film, I have my concerns. Like seems limited. I understand he's a team captain. I understand he was productive for 1 year. This is also Big Ten Power 4 football. This is a different level of athlete he's going to be going against here. Okay, so yeah, front 7 does have my concerns. Back 4, I think, is very strong. But
here's
I think
what gives me a little bit more hope is I understand that there isn't. I don't think that there's a lights out linebacker, right away that's coming in. Like I don't consider Nathaniel Staling to be a lights out linebacker, or Troy Bowles or Nathaniel Osu-Boateng's very early, right? So I think he could become that. But here's what does give me hope. Our linebacker coach, his name is Alex Whittingham. And folks, for those of you who don't know Alex Whittingham, he spent 8 years at an organization called the Kansas City Chiefs, and they were pretty good on defense, especially later in the Super Bowl runs that they had. They developed a much better defense over time. Steve Spagnuolo, and that whole crew just kind of elevating the defense of the Kansas City Chiefs. Alex Whittingham, a key part of that. So that's why I'm like, okay, even if we don't pull somebody from Miami or Indiana, or someone who's still in the portal who hasn't. The thing is, anybody who's still in the portal after multiple weeks, at this point, if they've been there a while, schools probably aren't racing unless they have a do not contact tag. Schools probably aren't racing to pick them up. So just keep that in mind. I feel like we're okay. I think out of all those guys, you can find a couple of them that can play the various starting positions. And you have all of spring, you got fall. Like you can figure out who your people are. So I'm not out on it yet. I think that is our weak spot. That is one of our key weak spots.
Yeah, I look. I concur that we got a lot of time. The coaching staff will learn its players, understand their strengths or weaknesses, where they best fit. I also am a believer you can adjust or adapt a scheme to fit your personnel. Where I'm just bringing awareness to an area of concern, which is It's not my birthday, but thank you. But yeah, is today the anniversary? Someone says is this today was the save my
Yes.
first 2 years
I
ago?
was
How the
yeah, I
fuck
was
do you
gonna
know that?
cover this
How
in
do
the
they know
super
that?
chats.
I don't know that. How
So
does he
Jackson
would know?
Johnson
He
is
would
the
know. Okay.
voice of college football encyclopedia
Crazy
and
Jackson.
knows things like this. So 2 years since your first episode of Michigan Wolverines Live, 105 episodes
It's
ago.
wild. Wow.
Does it
Jackson would
feel
know.
like 2 years?
No, it doesn't actually. It actually feels like maybe one, but
Yeah. It goes by so fast.
so quick. But what's crazy is there's only one person who would absolutely know that information, and it would be him. Like that. But see, like what's crazy is like I had no idea, but Jackson would know. I don't know how he
Yeah,
knew either.
honestly, I didn't remember. I brought TJ in. I don't remember the first show.
Yeah, I knew it was the end of January. I knew that, but yeah, very
I
cool.
should know
Well,
that.
appreciate.
Well, Jackson, thank you for being that for us,
Yeah,
that
thank you, Jackson.
resource that knows every date, and it's really impressive stuff. Catch Jackson on the Alabama Crimson Tide live shows that he does each and every week here at the Voice of College Football. Why don't we hit some super chats since we hit that one, and there's some really really good ones, and then we'll get to our roster. Way too early roster thoughts for the offense,
Yeah,
but how about this, Quinn?
that's right. That's right.
My
It's our
man.
boy. It's our boy.
100 big ones.
Thank you, Quinn.
Thank you.
We do have a new emoji. Quinn, we have a new emoji to show our appreciation because Quinn has been a major contributor to the community. So we greatly appreciate that. The Benjamin Franklin, the Michigan Benjamin Franklin is the new emoji. So if y'all can spam the chat with that, that is our new Quinn. Thank you. It's essentially our thank you to Quinn. So we appreciate that, man. And I know you're driving, so drive safe. I don't know if you're in Michigan or not, but weather's wild. So drive safe, my friend, and hopefully you enjoy the show.
Boom.
And
That is exciting. I'll have to check
and
this. I haven't
thank you
even
everyone
seen it yet.
Yeah, thank you everyone for throwing those in the chat as well. We appreciate that.
Yeah, let's. Oh, hell yeah. That looks great, man.
Yeah, that's
That
pretty
looks
dope. I like
great.
it. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
There it is. Folks, I also TJ when we were on the Thursday show, since and then we'll get to the but we did hit 13,000
I
subscribers.
saw that, dude.
So
That was like the one
that's the
I watched.
community.
Bro, I caught like bits and like I skipped through it. You know, that was one of the things I caught. That was cool. Yeah, that was cool. That was huge. Yeah, again, man, 13,000, man. Wow. What is look? Hey, you know what's crazy, John?
What's that?
And we do this every. You know, if anyone's new to our show or our community, from time to time we have these reflection moments. But like, bro, 2 years ago, look what's in our top right corner. You know what I mean? And then we got a big baller Quinn here, and we got all of our wonderful community members and everyone watching us, and the OGs from Marmar to Doug to Moose to everybody, Mike Ford, and I don't even want to miss anybody, but there's so many. Michigander, Michigan Muscle Man, my boy Colby. But yeah, I mean, there's just so many. And so just appreciate it. We've 2 years, man. 2 years we've come a long way, and we're not done. So we appreciate it. We appreciate all y'all. Thank you for just being a part of it and growing with us and being on the journey, because it ain't done. It's actually about to get really good. So let's enjoy it, and let's get through this off season together, because we're going to need it. 200 days until football. Although we got April spring game. There is plans, so be on the lookout for those, but we don't know the dates yet. So stay up to date on all that. But yeah, we're looking forward to at least meeting some of y'all in person. And unfortunately, I know John. I guess we'll just say John is likely not going to make it. I guess it's maybe not solidified at this moment, but potentially not going to make it due to work responsibilities. But we'll see. Let's see what date they throw at us too, because we really don't know that yet.
Yeah, and with Whittingham, it might change. Like it's been the way that it is, but that was under Sharon and Harbaugh.
Yeah,
so let's see if it changes.
Last year they did it the same date, so I think it will be the third Saturday of April. We'll see though, to be determined.
Quinn, just to read it, go blue. So glad Miami didn't win. Driving right now. Let's do it up,
Yes.
boys. So drive safe. Appreciate you. Appreciate you being here. I'm
Yeah.
glad Miami didn't win also. I think
Me too.
Indiana's such a, and we're going to talk about the Natty at the end of
Yep.
the show,
We
but
will.
just a great story. All right. Tree Dog, remember? Oh, Tree's
Another.
here. What up,
Got him
Ben?
at the spring game. What's up, big dog?
Heyo, Tree's here. Remember when a certain fan base said it was impossible to go 16-0? Well,
That
there
that
you
same
have it.
fan base thinks it's impossible to go 15-0 too because they've never done it. But that's
Heyo.
their problem, not our problem. We know we can do it.
Chris says Big Ten announced that it will be a January 27th, which means on our next show, we will talk schedule
Actually.
release because it's going to happen that day, apparently.
So I sent you a text.
Mm.
All right, so we'll do it on air. Nothing private. So on the 27th, I'm actually gonna be at the Michigan basketball game. So I was actually, did we want to move it to Monday?
Right. That's right. Yeah, you said that. Yeah, and I never got back to it.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
Monday's fine. And then we could, we'll see. Like we
I
could
know.
talk about the schedule release
I know
on Thursday.
the schedule release would have been a good one.
Yeah. Maybe it leaks. Maybe it leaks a day early, and we could.
Yeah, we'll figure it
talk
out, man.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd
Thank
be
you to
cool to do the
that
show
again,
while
Jackson.
watching the game. That'd be epic, but I don't know.
Yeah, that would be.
It'd be impossible though. I wouldn't be able to pay attention.
Nah.
Yeah, I'll be at the Nebraska game. Yeah, Michigan.
Austin's here, so this is your buddy. Stopping in to say what's up, boys. Go blue. Back to you, Austin. Thanks for being
What's
here,
up,
man.
Austin? Yeah, Austin was one of my ins on the Biles recruitment.
Here it is. Yeah. Okay, so with everything that we've seen, we do have some thoughts on the offense 2026 depth chart, starting with quarterback.
Yeah.
So I think quarterback is the easiest one, at least for QB1. Bryce Underwood. No shock to anybody, will be the starting quarterback in 2026. Also some new quarterback additions with Braden Fowler, Nicolosi, Colin Hurley is coming in. And then also we'll have Tommy Carr and Brady Smeagol in there. And then, your QB5 or QB6 for now, Chase Herbstreit. But you never know. He could climb that depth chart as well. Anybody in that group, I mean, Bryce, we know that there's some things he needs to work on. We know that there's some stuff going on, but we don't really know a ton yet about the people behind him. We haven't, I personally haven't seen a ton of film of some of these players. Is there anybody that you think could be that QB2? Could it be Hurley from LSU? Could it be the Colorado State Fowler Nicolosi? I mean, do you see somebody as potentially
what?
Potentially the QB2 who could take that backup position?
I mean, I think they'll go with the experienced Fowler Nicolosi. I mean, I am aware that there is some things that aren't necessarily solidified with that situation. He's actually not even signed yet. Did you know that?
I didn't know it was fully.
Not done. It's actually not done yet. But yeah, I mean, my current as things stand, that my expectation is he's QB2. I think Colin Hurley's more of a developmental just project, and there, it's one of those you're shooting your shot with it because like it's boom or bust, and if it busts, it doesn't matter because we do have Brady Smeagol coming in as a true freshman. We also have Peter Borcher. Why am I forgetting his last name right now? Peter Bork. Why did I say Borcher? What is wrong with me? Peter Bork, who is there. I mean, I said when Peter Bork committed and people got mad at me, I said that's gonna be your quarterback under Bryce Underwood. They're like, no, it's Brady Smeagol. I'm like, no, it's not. But it doesn't matter. It's gonna be Peter Bork. So we're good. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's just depth. It's and Fowler, Nicholsi, it's he gives Bryce, if he sticks, he gives Bryce someone to lean on who has seen the field, can give him potential advice with defenses he's seen. He's someone who can relate. Bryce, unfortunately, did not have that type of. Was it Mikey Keene? I mean, not really. I mean, so it's what it is. So and now that he has a better, he now has a coaching, a QB coach. So yeah, I mean, in terms of the quarterback room, look, it is what it is. Bryce Underwood's QB1, and until he graduates, it's where that is. Until then, it's just bodies, really.
It makes sense, and we'll see. I like Fowler, Nicholsi. I also do like the Colin Hurley. I think he's
I love
another
that.
one who could
Well,
pulling that from LSU. That's he doesn't seem terrible. Like when you look at his film, so.
LSU's our farm system for quarterbacks.
That's right, Bryce Underwood.
They don't know that yet, but they are. Yeah,
we got an LSU to Michigan pipeline rolling.
They're a feeder program for us.
I love that. I love that. So let's hit on the wide receivers.
No way.
What?
Never mind. Well, we can stay on top. Dude, is Mike McDaniels really the Charger for the offensive corners? I'm about to flip out on air. Let's keep going on.
That would be such an interesting vibe with Jim Harbaugh and Mike McDaniel.
Dude, those nerdy.
Holy shit.
I wanted him for the Lions. Yeah, it says he's with them. It's not official yet, though. He's with them. Damn it. That sucks, man. That should have been the Lions. Anyways, all right, come on. We move on. Oh, no, they're hiring him. Yeah, Ari Mirov. Damn, dude, that's going to be – we need Hard Knocks to be the Chargers again. That's what we need, because those two are – could you imagine being in a room with those two talking football?
Wow. Those two personalities also. I'm thinking about personalities.
Yeah. I think the Lions, just so y'all know, I think the Lions swung and missed. I'll be real with y'all, but we'll see. I mean, hopefully I'm wrong. Michigander knows. Michigander sees what I agree. I think Dan, I have some concerns with some blind spots with the Lions. I know it's a Michigan podcast, but it pisses me off.
So with wide receivers, obviously bringing some tight end wide receivers in, formerly tight ends, now wide receivers. I do feel like JJ Buchanan has been brought in to play on the outside and the X position. So I think he's most likely going to be our X receiver. Any other players that you could see it being in that X role?
No. So look, I mean, this is one of those things where I mentioned earlier where my depth chart does not line up with depth charts I'm seeing. And I too have JJ Buchanan at the X wide receiver. I see a lot of people putting him at tight end. I don't even understand that. I understand coming out of high school, he was a tight end, but he only played 11 snaps as a true tight end for Utah. The rest were as wide receiver. And when the announcement graphic came out, it was wide receiver. I think it is very clear he's the X. Now, it doesn't mean he can't move inside and play slot, because he can. He's versatile like that. So right now, John, I have JJ Buchanan as my X. I got Jamar Browder as my current backup, but it really could be Travis Johnson. Travis Johnson's also another versatile piece who can play more than just X. He can play the Z. I think he can even play the Y, to be honest with you. But my Y, by the way, is Jamie French. That's who I have in the slot. And I have Andrew Marsh as the Z. But I don't think those are solidified. I think both of those are interchangeable. I think you'll see all three of them, inside, outside, moving all around the field in different roles. And I think that's where we are, John. I think our starting wide receivers are Buchanan, French, Marsh. And then you're saying, what about SALESI MOA? I think SALESI MOA is the backup slot. That's my opinion on that. I think, Jamar, the wide receivers, I think, are the most intriguing of our. I think all these are very exciting names. I think JJ Buchanan, I think Jamie French, I think Andrew Marsh, I think SALESI MOA, Jamar Browder, Travis Johnson. That's six. That's six really talented. And I know. What about Jacob Washington? What about Channing Goodwin? What about Kendrick Bell? I know. I mentioned those six, though. Those six, that is a very good wide receiver room. Like we've not had that kind of talent in a long time. The last time we had any resemblance of that was when we had that elite recruiting year where we got DPJ, Nico Collins, Tariq Black, and Oliver Martin. Oliver Martin didn't pan out, but yeah, dude, they did. It's a very good, and they're young. That's the other thing too, man. We're talking freshmen and sophomores. It's just exciting. I think I love it. I think the tight end room is a little more to be desired, John. I don't know if you want to move on to tight end or what your thoughts there.
Well, just to because I talked about the X as far as slot, like we said, I think that's where Jamie French with the double F's could live there. I also could see Channing Goodwin. It kind of just breaking out a little bit in camp and winning over. So this could be a couple of different players. French was brought in to be the slot, I feel like.
All right, y'all, I'm gonna be real. Y'all keep holding out hope for these guys. Not me. I'm out. I don't believe in it. I don't believe in the Kendrick Bells or the Channing Goodwins. I'm sorry. I'm sure they're nice people, but
yeah.
I can't do it, and I'm not going. So we'll see. Hey, prove me wrong, young men. Okay, prove me wrong. That's fine. I want you to ball out. I'm just saying, like, I listed the six who I think matter. So, yeah, the rest. Well, all right. I'll give you one more that I think is an interesting player, which is Jacob Washington. I think Jacob Washington's extremely talented, but I just think there's a lot in front of him. I mean, you now have Travis Johnson, Jamar Browder, and J.J. Buchanan in front of a Jacob Washington. I do think that. Now, obviously, that'll be resolved in camp. We'll see, but he's talented too. He's a very talented kid as well.
Yeah. And then I think the Z is the most. That's Andrew Marsh.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what
and
he played.
He's a natural Z. He's gonna. Do I think that they'll put him over like on both sides? I think he might. Depending on the concept, he could be on the outside on either position. But Z is going to be the natural starting position for him, and I think with Buchanan and French, assuming they're the other starters, it takes some of the fire, some of the defense, some of the double coverage away from Andrew Marsh. I think that's why he and his family pushed so hard to bring in Jamie French in the first place.
And then also, can we just say, I want to say this too, the portal actually closes at midnight tonight. So the portal's still alive, even though it's not, but it is. So players can still enter the portal as of midnight. So that's that. In terms of players who can enter, you could still sign guys after the portal window. But it's good. It's a good room. So Michigan did a really good job there. We're good to go.
For sure. So as far as tight ends, I've got Hogan Hansen as your tight end 1, but Zach Marshall as your tight end 2 in terms of the receiving game and blocking and pass concepts. I think you're probably going to see some other guys, potentially Hoffman as a run blocker. But as far as your main 2 tight ends that you can expect to see most often, I'm thinking it's going to be a healthy Hogan Hansen and then Marshall.
Yeah. So I mean, Hogan Hansen, Zach Marshall, I think are going to be battling for the inline tight end role. And then you also have Mason Bonner, you have Tonelli. These are also tight ends who are on the depth chart. But I agree. I think Hogan Hansen, Zach Marshall are going to be your biggest contributors, and that's kind of where it is, because unfortunately, to be just transparent here, and I'm going to say something that everyone knows, but the recruiting at the tight end position, unfortunately, has taken 2 hits back-to-back years. We lost Andrew Marsh at the end, and we lost Matt Ludwig. Both of them are very, very good tight ends. Andrew Marsh more than Ludwig, but Ludwig was really good. Like, so unfortunately, tight end somewhere we have to really knock one out of the park this year. We really need a young, talented tight end in this class. Like, need it. It is. Although, I mean, I say that, but like the portal really is. I mean, we just saw how Michigan worked the portal too. Like, that's exciting. So, they didn't fill all their needs, but I feel, regardless, we'll be fine. I mean, they'll be okay, but we definitely need to add to that room.
Yeah.
What did I say? What did I say? Andrew Marsh? I meant Olish. My bad.
Olesh,
Chat's
which
got
was
me. Chat's got me.
the tight end
Yeah,
that
Andrew Olish.
that we were really
Yeah.
hoping for.
Y'all know who
decided to
I'm
go Penn
talking
State.
about.
Everybody
Y'all
knows. Yeah,
know.
we know who you meant.
Yeah, we know. Where's my girl? There she is. We know. We know Miss Olish. We know.
So obviously, tight end could use some short up. I do see Hogan Hansen, Zach Marshall in those roles. How about O line? So obviously, we've got the 5 kind of key positions in O line. I'm thinking Frazier for left tackle, and I've really kind of been racking my brain on him or Babalola. But I feel like
Yeah.
Babalola is just such a more natural right tackle than left tackle. So I'm kind of thinking Frazier on the left side.
Yeah, I actually have Andrew Babalola as my left tackle.
Okay.
And that's another area where I am different than a lot of depth charts. A lot of people do have Blake Frazier there. I think it's Babalola.
Okay.
That's what I think. That's what I think. Now, Grant, he's coming off a knee injury, so yes, that is assumption on my end. But I think it's gonna. But to your point, John, he is such a natural. His body, his frame, he is the epitome of a left tackle, just like Malachi Lee is. So that's just where I'm at with it. I think they're gonna move Blake Frazier to the left guard, and if it's not left guard, maybe right guard. But I don't think he's gonna be the tackle.
I'm wondering if Evan Link becomes the left guard.
I made him my right guard.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Now, that's possible though. So I think that's interchangeable. And I'll say this too: is it possible they put Babalola inside? Maybe, but what I don't think is going to happen is they're going to keep Babalola on the bench. I just don't think so. I think he's too talented. I mean, we're going to find out. I mean, there is some assumption. I don't. Yeah, but yeah. So yeah, it's just where it is. So I mean, I can give my starting 5 if you want, or if you want to go position by position, we can. But
yeah, go for all of them.
Well, all right. So I have what I think is our best 5. What I think is our best 5 is you got Babalola at left tackle. I think Frazier at left guard, Grenera at center, and then right guard I have Link, and then Andrew Sprague is my right tackle. I know some people think Nathan Afobe might be the right guard, or potentially even Brandy Norton. But I mean, why would you not have your best 5? Like, why would we not? I mean, that's the best 5. That's your best 5. And now, granted, yes, it's possible there's a name in the depth chart that rises. Yeah, it's possible, but all of them have starting experience except Babalola, but Babalola's former top 10 overall player. Yeah, it's just where I'm at. I just can't see them. I can't see them. See, like a lot of people think it's gonna be Blake Frazier at left tackle. Actually, I have a depth chart here. They think it's gonna be Blake Frazier at left tackle, Link at left guard, Afobe at right guard. Why? Why do we think Afobe's ready to be right? Why is Afobe ready to be right guard, but Andrew Babalola is not ready to be left tackle? Why is that? What has Afobe shown anyone to think he's right guard just because you need to put him somewhere? We don't know. Well, I don't believe in that. I'm a firm believer, and I know there's a lot of coaches who feel this way. Your best 5 is who goes out there. Now, the Michigan that's how Harbaugh used to do it. Your best 5. The Lions do it that way. I don't know why I'd have my 5-star offensive tackle on the bench, and I'm starting Nathan Afobe at right guard. Doesn't make sense to me. And now someone might be watching this saying, bro, but not all offensive linemen are equal, and some have different strengths, and some are not tackles. I don't disagree with you, but Babalola is a tackle. He has the length. Blake Frazier is fine at guard, and Evan Link is probably better suited for guard. So he's not 6'8". Bro, Evan Link is how tall? And mind you, how tall is our quarterback? 6'5", boys. 6'4", 6'5". Like, that's not an issue.
6'6".
No, not our quarterback. Yeah, Evan Link,
No,
6'6".
Evan
Exactly.
Link.
That's fine.
Evan Link.
Perfectly fine for a guard. 6'6" is perfectly fine for a guard. So yeah, I would put. That's where I would do it. I had no reason why. I have no reason to think Nathan Afobe. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Nathan Afobe is the guy, but for me, I'm putting my best 5 out there. Now, is it possible they're like, well, I don't want to put a true freshman at left tackle considering it's the most valuable offensive line? Maybe. But then, in my opinion, Sprague should be a left tackle. I mean, I think that's what I thought he would be when he was recruited anyways. But do we really trust? I mean, Frazier did a good job, but I know we don't trust Evan Link at left tackle. So that's where I'm at. The coaching staff will obviously figure it out, but I think the good news is we have a room where there's more than 5 worthy of starting probably. So that's a very good problem to have.
Yeah, I'm thinking for center, just to keep going down mine. I mean, I think we're both on the same page with Jake Garnera taking that role. I feel like, moving from right guard to center, it's his natural position. I think we both have the same tackles, just flipped, right? Right guard, I'm thinking Norton, but I wouldn't be shocked if a Phobie gets in there. Whoever isn't in that position is going to be in the sixth man probably. But I'm kind of not sure if whoever wins out will probably get that role, and then whoever doesn't will be in the 6th.
Yeah, and we'll see how much 6 offensive linemen Michigan uses, because I'm not entirely sure their approach. Like, what we do know is Jason Beck has the most positional groupings of any offensive coordinator. So it'll be interesting to see how they utilize. That's the other thing too, is how do they utilize this talent? They've not had this talent at their disposal. So they've never had the number 1 running back out of high school. They've never had all these wide receivers. They've never had. Now they have recruited offensive line well, though, like Fano. Like they have had some good offensive line. Utah has recruited some good offensive linemen, so they are used to that. But we have one of the best. That's the other thing. We have a top 5, if not top 3, offensive line coach in Harding. So it'll be interesting to see how they utilize these guys.
Yeah, for sure. And I will say, when it comes to kind of the backup positions, keep in mind that coming in here, you've got Houston Kahaina Torres, who's coming in from Nebraska, who could potentially take on some depth. I think Malachi Lee is somebody who will start off as depth for sure as a recruit, but somebody who could get some play in the rotations. Same with Walbridge. I think that both of them could find their way in the various combinations here. But yeah, I'm kind of we're mostly on the same page with
Mhm.
I feel like with the starters at least.
Yeah, the depth will sort itself out. We don't know what these guys like. They're looking for different things and different players. So it'll come together. Now, have we done running back yet, John?
We have not. So let's.
That's what I want to do. That's what I want.
So for RB1, Jordan Marshall. Just throw that right out there. Jordan Marshall, he's earned it. He's. I mean, yes, are the others gonna push him? Sure, but I feel like once Justice Haynes went over to Georgia Tech, it's probably I think that pretty much sealed it. Marshall won, and then I feel like Hyder will eventually. Will he be 2 right away, or will he kind of rise up the ranks to number 2 by the end of the season?
I think he's 2. I think he starts the season as 2.
Okay.
I think, well, because here's one thing that's true. Running back position, although all running backs are not equal, it is one of the easier plug and play positions. Like, freshmen can really have impacts at that position. It's far easier for that position group for early production from a player. Savion Hyder is not a player that does not get run. He's going to be used. I think it's a no. I would put money on it. I'd put money on it. Who's number 2? Do we think it's Taylor Tatum? We do not. Do not tell me Bryson Kuzdal. I know he's back. But
The
I
argument for
assure you,
Kudztal would be he starts 2 but doesn't end 2. The argument for Kudztal would be he's coming in more experienced than Savion Hyder. He starts off game 1 and then slides down.
Yeah, no. Nope. He's 2. Savion Hyder is 2. It'll be Jordan Marshall 1 because he's the veteran. He'll be a captain this year. And then it'll be Savion Hyder. And I'll be real with you. It'll be interesting to see how they rotate any of the other running backs. So yeah, I think we have a very good problem. We are loaded, and there's only so much players can play. But yeah, so what I have Jordan Marshall 1, I got Savion Hyder 2, I got Taylor Tatum 3, but I'll be honest, the Kuzdal return, I think I'm gonna put Kuzdal 3rd because Taylor Tatum's got to show that he can be what he was supposed to be. I think he is a talented back. He does have a fumble issue right now. But we'll see. I mean, to be determined. I think Taylor Tatum's. See, Juju is in my head because he's not. He doesn't believe in the Taylor Tatum revival plan. I do. I think Taylor Tatum's actually going to be productive for Michigan. I really liked him coming out of high school. So that's where we are there.
Yeah, Tatum needs to prove it. I agree with you there. I'm okay with saying Hyder number 2 right away. Maybe I still have the old staff mentality in terms of like you favor the people who've been in the program, but I think Hyder is ridiculously talented. I mean, he is ridiculous. We were just playing his film on Thursday. He is ridiculously talented.
I know. And he also, I think, oh my God, there was a stat, and I don't think I'm going to maybe, let me see if I can find this, John. There's like, one of those analytic companies, that like just, that just like kind of rate players and stuff. Like they have like these databases of every kid coming out of high school. Let's see if I can find this thing. And I just found it. So check this out. All right. For any of my Detroit Pistons fans, you'll appreciate this. I'm going to guarantee that Savion Hyder is going to be the number 2 running back, and I'll tell you why. This is one of the reasons. One of my exhibit. This is Exhibit C in my case right now. So check this out. The unique thing about Savion Hyder is, as you can see, Michigan fans, you are getting an immediate impact player at Savion Hyder. He is IGA score of 82.9, which is top 6% among 4,902 running backs in our database. He hit 21.1 miles per hour on this touchdown run. We'll watch it together. But like the kid is just unique. Jesus. Yeah, he's RB2, boys. That's RB2. And he's going to be productive, and he's going to be very good for us. I have zero doubts. I have no concerns about Savion Hyder not being productive. I think he's going to be. There's no reason. He's already college ready size-wise and everything. Like yeah. Some true freshmen are just different. I mean, look at Bryce Underwood. I mean, now granted, like Hyder's in that mold. I mean, some have said he's the best running back to come out of high school in the last 2 years. Obviously Bryce Underwood was since Trevor Lawrence, but I mean, even so, like we're talking elite talents.
Yeah. And I mean, look, Hyder is undeniable. The literal only question is like, how long will it take his transition to college? And that's literally the only question.
How long? I mean, I remember when I chat, let me know if I got this wrong. But I believe when they got Blake Corum, he took the very first snap, and it was like a running back screen, and it was against Minnesota in 2020. Shit, am I wrong on my dates now? Because we killed Minnesota. We all thought what's his face was going to be the next.
Yeah, 2020.
Okay. So the very
We
first
killed
play,
Minnesota with Joe Milton, and
yeah,
then
yeah, yeah,
it
yeah,
went
Joe
down.
Milton, and everyone was like, "Uh-oh, Michigan got a quarterback. They're about to be a problem." Ha! Jokes on us. But yeah, that was a good game actually. But our running back room was loaded then too. Like three running back, I think 3 or 4 of the running backs in that room went to the NFL. Zach Charbonnet was on that roster.
Charbonnet, yep.
But regardless, I mean, they utilized Blake Corum early and often because they wanted to show Donovan Edwards, what he could do in our scheme. But regardless, I mean, listen, Saban Hyder's RB2, and that's just where I think it stands.
I'm gonna throw out a name for RB3 that we haven't talked about, and that's Micah Kaapana. So I think it's his time. I think he of course had 1 or 2 moments so far, but I feel like he's been in the program a few years. He's put in his time. I think he's better than Taylor Tatum? I do. Do I think he's better than Bryson Kudsdal? I do. So I feel like in certain situations where they're going to need him, rotational, and maybe even some type of returner, because that's another key place where we're going to need. We're going to like. Do you want to use your starting wide receiver every time for returns? Probably not. I could see Micah being in a role to return.
Listen, I'll say this, which is good for Micah. We have a new staff. I'm curious how they utilize him, how they try and use him. Yeah, I mean, look, the kid has talent. He's also quick and shifty in small spaces. I've always felt he should be at least a returner. But I do think with this offense, I mean, he should offer. He offers versatility. I mean, he even at running back, but we're so stacked. It's just so hard to see it. I mean, we'll see. I mean, look, he's going to have an opportunity, and that's all he can ask for at least. But yeah. Listen, one thing too that's really good is, look, he's from Nevada, so he's from the west side of the state, and there's a lot of Samoan and Polynesian, kids that are associated with the staff. We'll see what Micah can do. I'll say this, man, the names of all these Polynesians and Samoans, bro, like we got to learn how to. I mean, you're better at it than I am, John, but Jesus, we gotta
barely maybe
this coaching staff. Yeah, he was Mike Ford. He was Bishop Gorman. Yep.
Yeah, and there's going to be so many of them, and with the strength and conditioning coach starting up workouts and everything, yeah, it's just it's a lot.
Yeah.
But we'll get through it, and we will do our best with the pronunciations and tap in some help when we need help.
Well, I responded because somebody made a comment on my SALESI MOA video. I think I said SALESI. I don't even know. Boys, the pronounce. Listen, I don't disagree that it is respectful and right to pronounce someone's name accurately, but I will say this: when you're covering thousands of players' names from your own roster, opposing team rosters, portal, high school recruiting, and on top of that, you start throwing in Samoan and Polynesian names, and then you got like one of my responses was, and we're just going to throw an extra F in French because it's fun. The hell do you want us to do? Like, I mean, like, it's not even feasible, bro. Like, we're doing our best, all right? Like, some of these names have just such a unique spelling. Like, you're like, I don't know what I'm saying.
The extra F is F is for friends who do stuff together.
That's what it is. I mean, it was very nice and clever of them. But I mean, just shit like that. Like, is it like when we first saw Jamie French, I was like, is it for French? Is it for French? No, no. It's just French.
No.
Oh, all right.
The F is silent. The second F is silent.
Yeah, second F is silent. Okay.
But
and on top of that,
hey, if he plays well, who gives a shit?
Yeah, and on top of that, this is the English language where nothing makes sense. So I mean, like, leave us. I'm just kidding. So like, point being is, look, I don't disagree. We do want to learn their names. We want to say them accurately, but Jesus, give us some time.
I like this Michigan. The extra F is for fuck Ohio. That's
It
great.
probably was, bro. Well thought out by his bloodline.
We do have a question. We're gonna get to some super chats real quick, but I do want to just cover this. So I'm gonna try to do a little better about highlighting member comments. So we've got linebacker news question mark, and the answer is all we can report is the players that have been announced. And so obviously Nathaniel Staling, the latest, which was I believe 2 days ago, and he came in from North Dakota State University. And I do feel like out of all the linebackers they've brought in, he could be the one that contends for a starting role. Do I think he beats out one of the current people? I don't know, but I think he'll be in the conversation.
Linebacker room's a sore spot for me because, like, Michigan thought that. All right. Here's what we know for a fact. Michigan knows it needed to do more, but Michigan unfortunately swung and missed on its attempts, even though it thought it was going to get one of the two, and that was Biles and Ulave. I think that's how I pronounce his last name, but or Olave. But unfortunately, admissions did bite us, and now they don't have either. And the price point for Biles was very high. We're talking like almost $3 million, I think. So, listen, what that tells us for a fact is even the staff isn't as comfortable about that room as some fans want you to think, because the truth is they were trying to find an impact starter and they could not. They did settle for our North Dakota new guy, but I can't say that I'm sold on him. I think I'll say this about and I should get his name down. His name is what is his name, John? How do you pronounce his last name again? The linebacker from North Dakota.
Oh, Staling.
I think he's a football player. Like, I think he wants to hit people. I think he does bring a very in the box, goal line, short yardage value. But I do have my concerns on passing downs, and I have my concerns on running backs going outside. And considering the level of play, he's only produced 1 year. This is a far better conference. I don't know if anyone has taken notice, but the Big Ten is the supreme conference, the premier conference in college football right now, the best athletes in college football right now. Not saying SEC doesn't have athletes, but just I think we all agree 3 national championships in a row. It just means more in the Big Ten. But yeah, I don't know. You know, I don't listen. I don't listen. If he was the answer, then he would have been brought up far sooner. He just doesn't have that speed or the acceleration I think needed to be an every down. I definitely don't think he's an every down linebacker, but to be on the field as much as we want him to be. Cole Sullivan, to Moose's point, really wish we kept Cole Sullivan.
I agree. I think that's the biggest sting
Yes,
out of everybody that's left. Like, look, Beckham Sunderland, that was a big blow. But I feel like Cole Sullivan was just a notch more than Beckham Sunderland.
Right. No. Well, and then to our boy Mark's point is listen, the national championships has ended. Players can enter the portal. Let's see if Michigan can tamper.
Yeah. Bobby Washington Jr. literally 8 hours ago entering the transfer portal.
I want, although never mind. I was gonna say something like, can a Miami kid get into Michigan? But I'm just kidding. But I don't know. I hope we can add another guy. The front 7 does worry me.
Yeah. And
like these guys, like we need a lot of guys got to step up, man. Now the staff, I get it, and Marmar's yelling at me right now. He's playing Call of Duty, listening to us, yelling at me. And he's, I agree, I'm arguing with Marmar right now. He's not even talking to me, but I know what he's saying. He's saying the coaching staff, TJ, the coaching staff, we got a good one, and he's right.
He is right. They're a great
Yeah.
coaching staff, but it's still a position of need.
Yeah.
And there's no doubt about that. I do like this comment here. Um, that Nathaniel Owosu Boateng and Bowles likely the starters, but
That's what I have,
because
actually. That's who I have started.
Hill likes to run 4-3 sometimes, then you can also bring in a Staling, a Taylor, a somebody.
Well, I'll say this. I am very high on Chase Taylor. Maybe, and if anyone wants to check my accuracy on what I'm saying right now, I'll go check my Chase Taylor player evaluation when he committed to Michigan. I was so high on him. Dude, maybe it is Chase Taylor, Troy Bowles, and Nathan Wasu Boateng. You know, and if you know what, maybe because maybe I hope so. I want it. I'm here for it. I got to see it. You know, I'm one of those. I am so I have a business partner, and we are not the same. Well, we were similar in many areas, but we have our differences, which is good. I am more cautious, and until I know, I'm not as aggressive. My business partner is not so much that way. He's more aggressive and then figure it out later type shit. And so I'll just say this: when it comes to like looking at this roster, I'm one of those. I'm more cautious when it comes to things I'm unsure about, linebacker, defensive line. But y'all know me. When I know about our wide receiver room, I'm all in. Like I'm that way. So that's how I operate. So that's where we are. Listen, I see the talent, and I do think the answer can be in this room. I just, I just know there's a lot of things that need to go right for us to be truly satisfied with this front seven.
I'm with you there. Let's hit some of these super chats that have come in. We got Muscle Man, and we began responding to this because we were just like, what? Mike McDaniel expected to be the new Chargers OC per Adam Schefter. Again, I think they plan to hire Mike McDaniel according to about 5-6 different outlets. So that's insane. And by the way, hello Super Bowl. I mean, Jim Harbaugh wants a Super Bowl real bad and real soon. He's not getting any younger. His brother just signed with the New York Giants, who's going to have a lot of resources and situations over at the Giants to rebuild that franchise. But Chargers I feel like they're right there. And I think they're an OC away. I really think they're an OC away. So yeah, Mike McDaniel coming in, I think he's an immediate upgrade from Greg Roman. I don't know what Greg Roman was doing.
I mean, Greg Roman's always had his, issues, going back to the Baltimore, but yeah, dude, listen, Mike McDaniel was my unicorn, my hope. So I is what it is. I just hope my team knows what the fuck they're doing. But yeah, no, dude, Jim Harbaugh, good for him. I mean, I think it's a great addition.
Michigan West. Chris Hurley reclassified, so his senior year was his freshman year at LSU. He would have been a 5-star. You can see his junior tape on YouTube. He's good. He is good. And I was watching his film, and that's why I brought him up, because I think he could be making a case for that QB2 potentially.
Well, I mentioned before, like when quarterbacks do this, we talked about Brady Hart, who did it. He reclassified a year up. It never worked. Like it never translates. I don't know why they get this. I don't know who advises them to do this shit. Why are you rushing your eligibility clock to start? Just keep developing and growing. You're in your natural year. If you're dominating your own year, why would you not stay in that? Why would you move up just so you can get to a potential first contract 1 year sooner when NIL? Well, that's probably what it is now, though, because now they're like, oh, well, we want to get paid. I mean, I guess agents fucking suck. Have you heard about some of these things what these agents have told these kids? Like in terms of like having them jump in the portal and now they have nowhere to go.
Now they're stuck and they don't have a spot anymore.
And then not only that, you have agents who are telling these kids who was just talking about this. There was a name that's pretty prominent. but essentially, like they were offered good contracts from their teams, but these agents are like, oh, let's go try and get like 100,000 more. Let's try and get, like they're trying to squeeze like every dime, and it's fucked up, bro. These kids are getting bad advice right now.
Yeah,
And they're not
with
even
you
real agents.
there.
That's the other thing too. It's like a different. It's not like your NFL where these agents are licensed and verified. No, like apparently, and I was listening to 97.1 here, so who knows the validity of this, but there are kids who are represented by kids currently in college. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's wild. Listen, I just this whole thing. I mean,
It's messy. It's
there's
too much. Oh, it
there's
was Josh
positive
Pate.
and negative.
It was Josh Pate who said
Josh
that. My
Pate
bad. Yeah, I knew.
said
I knew it
that.
was somebody prominent. My bad. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, the
Bro,
positive is you get teams like Indiana who come out and like who can go from a 3-9 program to a national champion in 2 years. That wouldn't have been possible in the old era. So there is positive. It's just how do you regulate it and how do you create a governing body that makes sense, a commissioner, and have them sign contracts. Just make it official. It's contracts. We all know it. Let's just make it
I
official.
I think 2-year contracts are perfect.
Mm-hmm.
2-year contracts where you lock in a player for 2 years. This allows them, if they want at 2 years, renegotiate their junior, senior
Yeah.
years. It also allows the team to decide if they want to keep them or not,
Mm-hmm.
and it keeps some stability within the roster.
It's time. It's basically here anyway, because
Or
it's the calculus
you know,
is
you know
in
what
every
else would be
team.
interesting? What if they did
Yeah.
like three? What if they did like 3-year like kind of like I think it's the NBA. The NBA does these things where it's like, all right, we'll do a 3-year contract, but the third year is either a team or a player option. That'd be interesting. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, definitely. I'm open to anything better than what we have. Our daddy with the 5. What do you think about the wide receiver who said players were blackmailing more
We
for playing
will.
time?
Is that
So
the
we
next
are
topic?
we are getting to that in just a few. We have a few more
Oh,
super chats. We will get
okay.
to this topic. It's literally next. I
All right,
promise.
then let's. How about this? We'll save it till we hit the topic. We'll bring it up again.
Yeah, we
Is that
will.
fair? All right.
D. Paul breaking it down. A hundo. Let's go. Don't sleep on Malachi Lee. Go boy, go Blue Boys. Just excited for the season. Got new F1 season on the way. Then on to football. So D Paul follows F1. So that's
Yeah, yeah,
very cool.
yeah, yeah. I like the Netflix series for F1. That's actually really good. But I think it's Drive to Survive. I think is what they call it. But something like that. Could be wrong. Maybe that's. I don't know. I think that's what it's called. But Malachi Lee, bro, 6'7", 350. He needs to lose a little weight, but yeah. I mean, I'm curious. I mean, but see, here's the thing though about Malachi Lee. He's not an early enrollee. I believe he will be joining the team in June, so that'll hurt his chances of potentially competing for the starting position. But he's gonna be a good one, dude. The youth of this team is very exciting, guys. Now, I'll say this too, and I think someone probably saying this to themselves. But how can we get excited about it considering we're going to get free agency all over again next year? I get it. I get it. But if things were as it stood, like the offense is so exciting, the talent, the youth, everyone's like 1 or 2 years. Someone mentioned that we are the second youngest team in the Big Ten, I think. Um, so yeah, there's lot to be excited about. I mean, he's one. Yeah, if he was an early enrollee, I'd say don't count him out. I mean, I think he would definitely challenge or at least be a name in the competition. I do think so. But considering he's coming in June, he's got a lot to learn.
Mm-hmm.
I don't anticipate him making that push, but you never know as the season progresses. Maybe he starts getting in on certain packages.
For sure. I think he will. Gary with the 5. Lions missed out on Mike due to lifestyle preferences and weather. I can actually see Mike McDaniel being
No,
like, I don't want to freeze my ass off. I'm going to go to Los Angeles, California. can
We
see
play
that.
in a dome. We play in a dome. But from all right, so I can't. So this is one of those things. Like I don't know how this went down, but apparently now who knows if this was a PR move on the Lions' behalf or what? But apparently the Lions felt. Apparently, what came out of the Lions, Dan Campbell apparently liked him, but they felt he wasn't a culture fit. Now, I think we would all agree that Mike McDaniel is not a kneecap alpha type guy. That said, Mike's a mad scientist. I think it would have worked great. If you want to conquer a world or an empire, you need one of those, bro. You need someone who's that geeked out genius, and then
He's
you
in the
have him with
lab. He's got his
exactly,
beakers.
yeah,
He's got his chemistry set. He's figuring stuff out.
exactly. So like, and then you have Dan Campbell, your leader, your general, and you're good. You go to war, and it is what it is. I don't know. So we'll see. I mean, look, you have two extremely unique football guys with the Chargers. So let's see how that turns out. I'll tell you this though, the Lions better figure out. Like my concern for the Lions, I've thought, I know like some people are like, why don't you do a Lions podcast? There just ain't enough time. But my thought on the Lions is I'm concerned that they don't realize their blind spots. They think whatever they do is good. And we know that because Brad Holmes said we're good. So when it came to defensive line. So I still think we're a playoff team. I still think our window's alive, but I think the offensive coordinator hire is questionable, but who knows? I mean, it could be great and we'll see. I mean, I know people are like, well, he found Ben Johnson. Yeah, well, he also hired John Morton and Anthony Lynn, and they both got fired. So we'll see.
So with that, as promised, the super chat asking about Anthony Simpson. So that is literally the super chat.
Okay.
That is literally the wide receiver. I mean, who we're talking about. So it is Anthony Simpson, and he said essentially, and I'm going to pull up the tweet again.
Yeah.
But he said essentially that he was treated unfairly due to Sharon Moore being blackmailed by players and staff members, which jeopardized my opportunity to get on the field. Fastest player on the team, and I won reps every day in practice, only there for fall camp. Our team captains also advocated for me to play. I was denied fairness. So this is Anthony Simpson. Now, one thing I will say about this, I'm about to pop the tweet on here so everybody can judge for themselves. But, I mean, one thing I'll say about this is it is one person's perspective, which we should hear out, but also, do we think he is literally the fastest player? Do we think that he could beat out Andrew Marsh in a foot race? Or, like, I don't know. Like, there's some of this that feels a little hyperbolic.
That's fair.
But
Yeah,
I also think that we have been saying all season,
I know,
all 2025 season, something feels off. Like, why does this particular wide receiver get to stay in for 10 games, dropping balls left and right? Like, it did seem a little like, okay, what else is going on here?
To your point, John, I'm going to share a tweet on my end.
Sure.
So hold on. I said October 25th, it's time for an intervention. Sit Samaj Morgan and start either Anthony Simpson or Jamar Browder. And we've been saying this to your point for a majority of the season. Everyone knew. So we'll pull this back up.
Yep.
Everybody knew something was off. Your own intuition told you something's not right. We all knew that. Now you have the fans who will say, let Sharon cook. Okay. You have the fans who have faith in their coaching staff and their players all the time. But for those of us who were like, okay, we know something feels off. We still love our team. We still support our team. Something's not right. Not only did we feel through team play something was not right, but looking at the microcosm at the wide receiver position, all of us were pulling our effing hair out asking, why is Samaj Morgan constantly returning punts, constantly starting in the slot, dropping balls, just making mistake after mistake, costing the team drives. We all knew this. We were talking, why isn't Jamar Browder getting run? Why isn't he? Why? And I said this multiple times, John. Why would you bring in Anthony Simpson and not use Anthony Simpson? I think his production at UMass was like 800 yards the year prior, and like Anthony Simpson's tape is it's like and I know that I don't know if this is the tweet, but I know he has some practice footage attached to this tweet, but like he seemed like a better option than what we were doing. So the question is now, and here's something we told you. I told you this, and it came out later. He says, get Anthony Simpson on the show. I don't know. I mean, I'm down to try if we want to, but
yeah, if he's down to, I feel like he's trying to be a little on the DL now.
Yeah, he probably should, or you
never
play again, But
yeah, he's still in the portal. He hasn't gotten a spot yet. He hasn't found a place publicly yet. So,
but I mean, look, listen. Here's what we do know. The girl involved in that situation stayed in an apartment that players stayed at. One of those players who stayed in that apartment that I know of was Donovan Edwards. Okay.
Oh man.
I know, we know how, and we saw how that shit worked, right? The year prior, right? So, right. And that was another weird one, was it not? Another weird one.
Why is he still under center? Why is he not being used in? And by the way, I never even said don't put him on the field. I just said change up how you put him on the field.
The way they utilized Donovan Edwards was not proper. We all felt he should be on the field, just wasn't being. He's not an A-gap runner, dude. Sorry, Sharon. Not. So, but like the point being is it potentially feasible players use the situation to get playing time? I'll say this. Interesting discussion. It is speculation. We don't know. It is one side of the story. But I will say this. I do think I think the fact that Anthony Simpson brought this to the table when we all saw the wide receiver position, we all saw how Andrew Marsh was force-fed the damn ball or playing time. Or not Andrew Marsh, I'm sorry. Samaj Morgan. Like, bro, something seemed fucked up. And this kid actually said what we all thought. We all joked about it all year. What does Samaj Morgan have on Sharon? We all, even before it became public, man. Now I'm not, again, that doesn't mean it's true. But it is interesting. It is interesting.
Yeah. I do think it's interesting. We will see. I'm curious if Simpson comes back, because now that the portal is pretty much closed for new entries, and like then you start to just kind of hang out in the portal, right? And what could happen there? So there's still a chance he comes back, believe it or not. I don't know, but it depends on if Whittingham and team have a spot for him, because in the depth you've got Jamar Browder in the depth. You've got Channing Goodwin is probably going to be depth. You've got some of the new recruits coming in, right? Travis Johnson, Jalen Pyle. Like there's going to be some there's a lot of depth in there. So, he did go to Toledo. When did he go to? I was searching for it. I couldn't find it. Okay, great. So Simpson went to Toledo. Congratulations. Wish you well. At Toledo.
It appears 7 hours ago he went to Toledo.
Okay.
Well, I mean, hey,
yeah, I was literally like trying to find it. Like, okay, it was on his Instagram. Okay.
Hey, see if maybe reach out to him. See if we get him on.
Okay. Yeah.
See if he's willing to discuss anything, that he's comfortable discussing.
Yeah. Always up for it. Yo Mob here. Indiana reminds me of, this is beautiful. We are literally just about to talk about this. Yo Mob, this is not even the first time he's done this. It's like he has a sixth sense for what topic we're going to talk about next. Indiana reminds me of Moneyball winning with a bunch of cast-offs. What a shock. We are now about to talk about Indiana. So there you go. Thank you, Yomob, for your contribution. And again, you're somehow you just know what we're talking about. But Indiana, that's right, folks. Indiana pulling off the Cinderella story, earning its first ever national championship, defeating Miami at Miami, by the way, at Hard Rock, 27-21 in the national championship.
Right.
And the Big Ten has now won 3 straight national titles.
Yeah, I mean, look, dude. But to your point, it was essentially a road game for Indiana, and they still won. I mean, see now. All right, so what's interesting is, as we discussed earlier in the show, it's been 2 years, and I was a major supporter of Kurt Signetti, like midway through the Indiana season. Well, actually, to be honest, his initial press conference at Big Ten Media Days, it rubbed a lot, and many of you know, rubbed a lot of people around. I liked it. I was like, ooh, I like that. Because that's the type of energy you need at a school like Indiana. Like, you got to come in not afraid to smack the biggest bully in the yard. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be able to, if you want to make an impact in the Big Ten and you want to start being talked about amongst the big dogs, then you got to challenge the big dogs. And that is exactly what Kurt Signetti did his very first Big Ten Media Day press conference, talking about, I win, Google me, and he was calling out the Penn States and the Michigans and the Ohio States of the world, and that was in his when he did his speech to the students at the basketball game and all that, but just a damn good coach who literally took one of the worst Power 4, Power 5, Power 4 these days universities to the mountaintop. I mean, this dude has literally given Indiana 2 of its best seasons it's ever had, a national title. And then what's crazy is now they're backed by Mark Cuban, who I was actually I was talking about this with my dad because I watched the game with my dad, and
he was all over that broadcast. He kept panning to him.
You know what people don't realize that needs to be acknowledged? Mark Cuban is a former NBA owner. He understands how to run sports teams. And I don't know what I'm going to say, but because especially if you heard Mark Cuban's recent comments about they really liked my donation last year, but this year they liked it even more.
Yeah,
I believe that Mark Cuban is going to have financial influence on Indiana like a professional sports team. And I think that's something every Big Ten team needs to freaking watch, because that could be concerning. That said, moving on. But
well, I will say if Miami had look, you got to fight fire with fire. Miami's got Michael Irvin and Abella Danger, so Indiana had to pull out the big guns and bring over Mark Cuban.
Indiana's got Sage Steele, Mark Cuban, and there's another girl that's I don't know her name, but she's apparently in media. But look, let me just also say this is good for college football. I think Indiana winning, I think it's great. I wanted to see a team win a national title that wasn't one of the main brands. What are the fucking chances of that shit?
Right. Yeah, I mean, I feel like it only happens once every decade, or not even, that someone like this wins, because look at the last few. It's been
there's
recognizable brands.
The last, if we look at the last national college football, Colorado in the 90s.
Colorado might be
that might be the one. That'd be the one I would think off the top of my head. I'm looking right now, list of national champions. So let's go through it. Okay, so we have what the fuck? Okay, so we have, I got it. There's just been a lot of years of college football. All right, look. So we all agree. Look, Indiana, Alabama, Clemson. That whole, okay. Alabama, Florida, LSU, Florida, Texas, USC, LSU, Ohio State, Miami, Florida, Oklahoma, Florida State. Name where am I where there's a brand that's not a brand name, right? Nebraska, Michigan, Florida, Nebraska, Penn State, or I'm sorry, not Penn State. Nebraska, Florida State, Alabama,
It's
and then you
probably
have some
Colorado, like you said.
Notre Dame, Penn State, Oklahoma. What year was the Colorado title? Wasn't that 90? Wasn't that? Why is that not listed here? Wasn't that early 90s? I could have swore Colorado was early 90s. Oh yeah. But it was a shared title with Georgia Tech.
With Georgia Tech, yeah.
I didn't even know that. What the fuck? That's
90.
so crazy. That shared title stuff's wild. Yeah, so it was 90s. So yeah, the last, and I guess you could consider Georgia Tech. No one even considers Georgia Tech a national champion. And then before that, BYU in 84. So BYU in 84 and then Colorado in 90s. I mean, and so we just saw something you don't even see every decade. A non-brand name win a national title in college. And what's crazy, and here's what's crazy. We are now in the era when everybody has money. It's wild. I think it's cool.
I think it's great. I think this is the good part. Like I said before, I think this is the good part of NIL. When a team like Indiana, who literally went 3-9 2 years ago.
Yeah,
and last year, Signetti comes in with his staff and his JMU people, but then he's also raiding the portal. He's also, he's building not just with James Madison, but he was building from everywhere. And then this year goes undefeated, the first 16-0 undefeated team in the modern era, winning a national title at Indiana. He's solidified getting a statue. I think he'll have a statue. I think he's going to have he's going to be in basically mayor of Indiana, and he can he could go on a generational NCAA video game style generational run potentially. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, what's funny is he made a comment. He says, "If I was smart, I would retire." But yeah, I mean, I listen. I love it. I think Kurtzinetti's the fucking shit. I think he's a great coach. I mean, and not only that, if you listen to his interviews he did prior to the national championship game, man, he has it figured out. He understands. The other thing I love too, and I know, again, Michigan podcast, and I know people get on me about Kurtzinetti, but he makes these comments where he attacks his players to wake them the fuck up. He has these tendencies and these tactics to make sure they're never comfortable, to make sure they are never content. And he knows when to do it. He even talks about the timing of what's the word he used? The timing of attacking your coaches too, cussing them the fuck out. He goes there's a standard, there's an approach to it. He has a tactfulness to everything he does. Mind you, I think Kyle Whittingham's wired very similar in this. I think he operates similarly, and just he's just a coach's coach. But I will say, Kurtzinetti, I just think is an excellent. He might be the best. This could be blasphemous what I'm about to say, because I haven't really thought about it, but he might be the best true pure football coach in college football right now.
I think when you say right now, that's the
right now
phrase.
Right now. Yeah.
Nick Saban's retired.
Exactly.
So that. So with him retired, in terms of active coaches,
yeah,
Kirby Smart went back to back, but at Georgia, right? These two are part of storied programs with tons of resources. This is the first one where it's legitimately such a massive. I feel like there's weight behind the turnaround, to the point where he's giving somebody like a Kirby Smart at least a run for his money as the best coach. He's giving a Ryan Day a run for his money.
Look at his time. Look at going for it on fourth down last night. Dude, Miami had the fucking foot on the neck of Indiana. they could have capitalized and did not. I mean, Indiana just um persevered when Miami was gaining momentum in the second half. I just his timing, his decision to kick and to go for it. I mean, he has a good feel for that. They did unfortunately botch the final minute of the one drive where they had timeouts and they didn't utilize it, but they didn't use they had an extra timeout that they didn't use. But regardless,
That 4th and 5 call from Shanahan and obviously Signetti had to make the decision to go for that.
right.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah.
It was something out of a movie. I mean, and just to take it, not just hit the first down, but that extra ferocity to evade the blocker, get into the end zone. Everyone needs to watch that if you haven't. Like Mendoza just taking that 4th and 5 run and just taking it all the way for a touchdown. It showed that they wanted this, despite the fact that the refs didn't call a damn PI all
Bro,
game.
let's talk
All
about this.
game.
Let's talk about it. What was your thoughts on all right. So what was your thoughts on the officiating of that game? Because
It
I
was
have
clown shit.
you think so? All right. So what's interesting is watching the game, like I was like, oh, like when Mendoza was getting his ass kicked, I was like, oh, they want Miami to win. I just my mind went there. I was like, oh, they want Miami.
Mhm.
But I will be honest, they let the boys play on both sides. I mean, they it was a very one thing I did appreciate was the physicality of the game that they let play. Um, because they did, and each team was handsy. Like there was a lot of handsy. I do think there was the occasional PI that wasn't called that probably should have been, but I did think the officials allowed both teams to play. I didn't feel like I mean, Mendoza, where the defensive player literally took the crown of the helmet to Mendoza, where he was bleed. Like that was obviously a bad miscall. That was a bad miscall. But I did appreciate the swallowing of whistle and letting the guys go after it. I mean, it was a physical ass game. That was a good football game. Like that's the other thing too. That game was college football.
Mhm.
Like the tough defense and then just the physicality and then the mistakes that are costly and good sound play, well coached teams. I mean, Miami just had a lot of unforced errors, which was the deciding factor of the game. But um, I don't know. I just thought it was honestly, I thought it was almost a historic game.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, it definitely was. My
Yeah.
point is just when two teams are facing each other, and one team is one of the most penalized in college football, Miami, and the other team is one of the
Jeez.
least penalized and that's Indiana, one of
Yeah.
the 10th least penalized team in college football. And you're swallowing your whistles equally, that favors the team that gets penalized
That's
all the
true.
time.
That's true. That's true.
So
That's true.
Miami was favored by the refs by definition by the fact that if it was two teams equally penalized through the season, that's one thing. Or even if it was close. We're talking about teams that were mountains apart. And so if you're going to just let them play, quote unquote, and some of the letting them play is like basically whacking, like ringing people's bells and grabbing jerseys left and right, holding left and right, PI left and right. I
There
just,
was there was some holding not called on Miami as well. I mean, yeah, it
yeah,
was.
like
Yeah, I
I'm
agree.
just saying the most. I'm not saying if it's light. I'm saying if the most
Yeah,
egregious stuff.
The
Those
Mendoza
two
hit
or
was
three really egregious ones, I would say, call those. The others, you could leave. But yikes.
sure.
But hey, let them play, and Indiana won anyway. So
I
that's the
know.
nice thing. Thank God, because if it wasn't for that 4th and 5 run, and like we could be having a big ref like officiating debate across all of the internet and college.
Yeah,
Like there would be a massive right now. There'd be a massive officiating stink going on.
maybe,
But
maybe.
but luckily Indiana pulled it off. So because they won anyway, a lot of that I feel like it has simmered because of that. But had Miami pulled it off, this would have been everybody would be talking about it. Like it would be the story aside from
Yeah,
Miami winning one.
I'll say this. I'm glad they didn't, because that would have been
Yeah,
another brand name winning it. And it was just, and I don't know if Indiana's going to get there again. Now, maybe they will. I mean, but like it's not easy. And I will say, I think this was a down playoff year. I believe this was a year where a team like Indiana, now I say like team like Indiana, they were ranked number one. But what I'm saying is like, now maybe it's also potentially possible. I'm not, this is just the college football is just going to be the way of parity now. It might be, because like look how crazy this portal season was. Like a lot of teams lost a lot. Even Ohio State fans will tell you their depth, they took some hits. We took some hits as well. I mean, like every school like lost some quality players to other schools because that's just being spread out because everyone has revenue share now. But is it possible this is what college football is going to be? I mean, if anyone remembers, we talked about when the recruiting classes finished on National Signing Day, we discussed, I brought to the table, and someone else did this research, but the gap between the number one ranked class and number 8 ranked class is now the equivalent in today's recruiting of the number 1 ranked class and the number 16th ranked class. The same gap, the same talent gap is what at 10 years ago 1 to 8 as it is today 1 to 16. It's possible we are getting, especially now with the portal and you losing depth, the way teams lose depth, it's possible it's the way of parity. But I just think there's still going to be some teams who are juggernauts. I think I think there's still going to be some juggernauts. I just think this year was a down year regarding that.
Yeah, and I could see Georgia coming back and winning the whole thing next year. I could see Ohio State doing it. Oregon. Hell, Michigan. Hey.
Well, we'll see.
Hey.
We'll see. I think even though I have my front 7 concerns and I do know our schedule's tough, I do think we have a playoff team. I do think we have a playoff roster. I will say
2,
this,
man, would be so nice.
I will say this though. The front 7 will determine that. Everything else is playoff caliber. Everything else is playoff caliber.
Right.
The front 7's the question mark. We'll see though. And let me just also say this. I know we have a long off season, so I'm going to try not to lean on that. I'm going to I've stated my position, although I'm sure I'm going to have to repeat myself, but I'm going to go into it. I agree with others. We have talent, but it's just something that's, I think, a real thing to be aware of.
Doug reminding us of Texas. Yep, Texas. Arch did announce he is coming back for another year in 2026. Arch Manning not going to the NFL draft, coming back.
Texas doesn't even make the playoff, bro. I'm just kidding. No, Texas is always Texas. I don't know if they'll win it though. I mean, I'd have to look at the roster. I don't even know if they lost, but we'll see.
Yeah, there's still some portal movement and some things that we need to analyze across college football.
Well, here's the other thing too:
that's what
is
the off season's for.
The truth is this: I don't know what a lot of these rosters, these other teams. I have no idea what is going on with some of these other teams. You know what, John? We probably should have shown this, but a lot of publications are starting to put out their way too early top 25. I have seen Michigan ranked as high as 9, and I've seen Michigan ranked, and essentially Michigan's ranked anywhere from 9 to 12, essentially. 9 to 12 is what I'm seeing on multiple way too early top 25s. ESPN, 247, there's a bunch.
All right. Well, definitely a good. I'll keep a mental note of that for Monday night because our show will be on a special night next week because someone is going to be on the scene at the basketball game on Tuesday.
That's right.
So, so everybody mark your calendars now. Monday night will be the show instead of Tuesday. We're moving it. I also would like to get a members show on the books for next week at some point. It might be right before on Monday. We'll see. I did have some comments from some members, one in particular, and I do just want to say thank anybody who's a member. We love you. like anybody who's a member, um, we're gonna do our best to like make sure you have a great experience. Because I want everybody to feel like that they get that, and we do our best, right? We just had multiple 3.5 hour watch parties that were members only, like 3 or 4 of them, where I did 3.5 hours, and then we did a post game for like 5 hours.
Right.
So like we're trying, and we have a new emoji. We will be switching some emojis out. But one thing I promise to do better on, JR and others who have pointed this out, is highlighting member posts. So, that is something that I'm trying to do a little bit more today, and
well,
we will do our best to highlight those.
I'll say this, and mind you, I don't have any of the DMs you've received or anything, but let me just say this. We just did a 2-hour show. Comment reading really lengthen shows. Like there does come a point where you can only read so many comments. We have to hit topics. Like it's just what it is. There is a time component. Like I'll give you an example. It's 10 o'clock tonight. Guess what I got to go do? I got work to go do. So like I'm not going to bed till really late, and I've worked all day. So like there comes a point. Like, I'm trying to just be transparent here with anybody, but like there does come a point. Like there's only so much time in a day. Reading every comment is just not feasible. It's just not. So I'm just putting that out there. I have no idea what was said, but I'm just stressing my situation because like I'm in for a late night. So
yeah, I'll share it offline, but basically like I just want you to know you were heard, and I will commit to trying to highlight a few more member comments during, but you also have to agree we got to favor super chats, because super chats, look, they're contributing. That super chats will always take priority, but I will try to highlight some more members comments from people like Goats here, who's hanging out with us, and Taves, who this avatar with Sharon Moore like sneaking over from a tree. Like, is that from a movie, or is that I don't know. I'm
no,
guessing there's a reference there.
Shit, what is that from? I've seen that. Yeah, I don't know. That's somebody else's face on that typically, but yeah.
Yeah,
that's dope. That's actually a solid emoji. That could be an emoji. That could be usable, Taves.
So anyway, my point is there will be more emojis coming because we're going to be doing some more swappy.
Oh, we have some more slots. Well, also we're open to emoji ideas. Like always, if anyone has any thoughts on that, we're always open.
Yeah. So we try to outline what everybody gets in each tier and all of that, but like we'll do our best. That's all we can. That's all we can promise.
Look, last year we did the members only college basketball bracket. We I guess, look, here's the reality. If somebody feels, it never hurts to hear the opinions of, especially those who, contribute to the community, whether it be in shows or outside of shows, whatever. So yeah, definitely we'll be heard, we'll be considered. And the other thing too is like we're always trying to come up with new ideas. So we'll see what we can come up with.
This is funny. Mike, make an emoji of that meme with Sharon standing behind the woman at the Coldplay concert. That's funny. I will try. It may be too small, but I will try to see if will squish down to maybe just his face. Maybe because I feel like the whole thing might squish. But his face we could definitely do. So anyway, thank you for that. And by the way, if you're not members and you're just here watching, you're here hitting the like button, you're subscribing, that is very meaningful to us, because everybody who hits the like button, it helps push the show out. Anybody who's watching the show, it means you're appreciating the content. All of that helps. All of it. So thank you. Like, seriously. Muscle Man with the 5, TJ, you and me both have late nights. I'm getting called in at 4 a.m. Wow.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there's that. Yeah, and he's in a similar line of work that I'm in. So, Yeah, it's okay. That's what we do.
Here we go. Next show, we're on deck for Thursday night, the call-in show with you and Johnny.
Yeah, so Thursday, 8 p.m. As it stands, we will be doing the Michigan Wolverines call-in show. And then, as you said, John, Monday, at 8 p.m., we will be doing the Michigan Wolverines live show. We will be moving it from Tuesday to Monday because I will be at the game Tuesday for the Nebraska game. If you're going to be at the game, holler at your boy. I will be there. So looking forward to that. And we are going against, is Nebraska still undefeated, by the way, or something like that? Nebraska was playing. Let's see where we at on that. Let's see. Let's look. Where is Nebraska these days? So I'm excited. Big game for us, big game for Michigan, and see what we can do against Nebraska, who is currently 18 and F-0 until they play us. They're about to get an L, though. They're about to get an L. So looking forward to that. Should be a great game. Should be packed.
Look,
number 3 versus number 7.
Yeah, no, that should be a really good one.
Hell yeah.
So
I agree with that. I like that.
I love this too.
Actually,
we needed an emoji of Coy Detmer Jr.'s mustache.
We need a Kyle Whittingham emoji, bro.
Yes, we absolutely do.
I know the perfect picture for that. We can use. I know exactly what we should use for that.
The chef? Is it the chef?
No, it's the one where he's with his fucking glasses and he's throwing up the M and shit. It's a sweet picture.
Yeah. All right,
it's a sweet
picture. Love it. I thought you were going to talk about the chef one where it's like let wit cook.
No. Well, to be honest, we need to do a whole emoji audit. Because some things don't fit no more. But we'll figure it out.
Smash.
And that one still kind of fits. I don't know.
That one still kind of fits.
I mean, it was true.
Yeah. Any final thoughts for us, TJ, before we wrap up tonight?
Yeah, the college football runs through the Big Ten. It just means more up here, and fuck Ohio.
It just means more, and 3 in a row. Let's go for a 4th with Michigan. Again, let's see it. And thank you all. Members, subscribers, super chatters, all of the above. FanDuel, shout out. FanDuel sponsoring our show. That's incredible. And don't forget to check us out on X at TJ_Ronin, at John Diadamo. And if you ever have a question or a grievance or an anything, DM me, DMT. I talk to people on, like we both do on X. So that's the forum that is like open to you guys, like especially members who they're like, hey, I have a question or two, or whatever the situation is. Just hit us up on X.
Yeah, I will say though, I don't check my DMs all the time. So just word to the wise there.
Yeah, I'm trying to do better about. I feel like people know I've done better in recent weeks. That's for sure. But in any event, thank you everybody for being here. Another 2-hour show in the books. We'll see you again Thursday night for the call-in show. And until next time, it's always go blue and fuck Ohio.
Go blue.